everyone. Welcome to the weekly reading. Hello. Hello, Megan. I'm actually drinking. I'm like obsessed with this. This is cactus water, and it has pineapple in it. It's really, really good. True Nopal, this is the brand, but this is what I'm currently drinking to stay hydrated these hot days. Yeah, how are we doing? Been kind of crazy. I just been like reading tarot like back and forth right now. So, thank you. Yeah, King Tuff is an amazing artist. I saw him like 2 years ago. I saw him in Williamsburg, and I was literally like right at the edge of the stage. It was super cool. But yeah, King Tuff, everyone check him out. Some good vibes. Yeah, I'm just gonna pull up a spread. I'm trying to figure out which spread we should do. Lots going on right now. But yeah, we have we're in the shadow of Mercury going retrograde in Cancer, so kind of a crazy time right now with that. So I don't know. I'm just praying at this point. I'm like, just universe, let this retrograde be fine because I'm already a little scared. Yeah. I've been kind of crazy. I'm packing right now, so I packed 90% of my clothes, you guys. Like, that's a big thing for me. I have so many clothes, but I got rid of a lot, but I packed 90% of my clothes. So that's like the most of like my loot is clothes. And I packed most of my shoes. I still have to pack like a lot of my books, and like I have a lot of vintage dishes, but moving is a stressor. I haven't moved in 5 years, so definitely, it's a big feat, and it's a lot, but I'm feeling really good. I'll disclose more details later, but yeah, some things are lining up, and I'm pretty excited for it. You know what? I kind of just want to do a past, present, future, mind, body, spirit reading. Sometimes it's kind of nice to just do like a touch base with those, and then like next week I'll do more of like the retrograde readings and eclipse readings, because next week's gonna be really crazy. Like on the 21st, I'm like scared. On the 21st, we're having a solar eclipse, and the Cancer new moon on the 21st of Cancer season, the start of summer. Mercury going retrograde in Cancer, so it's a lot. It's going to be a lot of heavy energy the next couple of days, but I'm excited for it. So anyways, I'm just going to talk about what's on the altar. So I have my juicy, yummy sage that I'm so happy I'm reunited with. That's easy to light. I'm not struggling anymore to light the sage I had when I was back home in Michigan, because that was another level of struggle. I have this lapidorite crystal, so it is like really cool. It has like this flash. Let me see if I can get it to flash, if it will behave. There we go. So I have this lepidolite crystal, and this is great for like, you should get lepidolite like to put by your tarot decks. Like, it loves to be by other crystals and like your magical tools, like your candles, your spells. Yeah, it'll behave. Like when it's hampy, you'll be like, okay, I want to show off, and I'll show you my shimmer. But yeah, so lepidolite is definitely a crystal for all you witches and all you musicians. Definitely have lepidolite. And then I have this really cool rare specimen of this fluorite. It's like these little jelly fluorite. It's only found in Durham, England. But it's super cool. You can't really see like the details of it, but it actually changes color in the light. So some days it'll be blue, and some days it will be purple. Or like green. Like, it's super cool. But I have this like little jelly piece of fluorite. I have Florida water here, always present. The decks I'm using today, I'm using Morgan's Tarot. I'm using its younger sister, Postcards from the Liminal Space. I'm using Oracle of Oddities. My astrology deck here from the 80s. Way Home Tarot. And then I have my tarot deck here. Spoilia Tarot, which is my boo. So yeah, we're going to get into the reading. I'm going to put my cactus water down on the ground. And I'm going to start cleansing the decks. So as you know, or maybe you don't, if you've been stalking me on the gram, as you should, just kidding, but I'm doing every single week in June, I'm going to be donating half the profits I make from my tarot readings to a Black organization. So last week we did the Black Artists and Designers Guilds. So I donated to them today. So I'm doing it every Sunday. I'm going to be collecting the profits from the readings and then donating half of the proceeds to the organization. So today I donated a couple $100 to the Black Artists and Designers Guild. So thank you everyone who's purchased a reading. And this organization is so cool because it really does give a platform for Black artists and designers throughout the United States. And Black artists and designers, like as you've known, as you've been seeing, like on the gram, if you've been paying attention to what's going on, like they don't get the representation like, you know, a lot of white artists and designers do. So it's nice to support an organization that's trying to give Black voices, Black talent, Black vision some exposure in this world. Also too, this week I'm donating half of the profits to the National Bailout Fund. So what's really cool with this organization is that they're primarily focusing on bailing out Black women so they can be with their children during COVID and that have been unfairly incarcerated. Like they're incarcerated for like silly charges like stealing a pack of cigarettes or, you know, misdemeanor offenses like they don't need to be in jail for. So again, it's just like trying to get Black families together because, you know, Black communities, they can't thrive if their parents are in jail for offenses that mean nothing, you know? Like, white privilege does exist. So it's just, you know, that's why I'm trying to really find organizations that really could use the help. And, you know, it's not only like you're getting a little something out of it for yourself, but you're also benefiting someone who really could use their help and really could use the supports. I mean, we're in the age of Aquarius now, guys. It's time to stand up for something. It's time to be part of the revolution. It's time to donate if you know, don't feel like protesting. It's time to do something to help other people, to help Black people, because goddamn, we have gotten the short end of the stick for a very long time, and it's still happening. So, and also, you know, trans rights and protecting Black trans women from police brutality and murder is also a huge thing that we need to be focusing on as well. So, you know, it's about time, but, you know, I'm happy to start seeing, like, you know, the supports, and I'm thankful for the support that my business has been getting, and you know, I really appreciate you guys, like, thank you. But I do have, so let's see, I have a couple days next week that I'm able to do readings, so definitely shoot me a DM or an email if you want to set up a reading. I'm not going to be reading next weekend, so spots will be filling up. So definitely, you know, I have a couple readings next week already booked, but I still have some openings. But I'm not going to be reading next weekend. So if you want to get onto that, you know who your girl is. All right. It's feeling good. It's feeling good. It's feeling juicy. All right. I'm going to move these crystals around so they can be next to each other. So we're going to do a mind, body, spirit, past, present, future reading. For those of you who don't know, I published an ebook of tarot spreads. So this can be found on my Instagram, on my website. And if you read tarot, I have 70 different spreads that I created myself. So this is really cool. And I have spreads for the astrology signs, all the retrogrades, moon phases, like everything. Work and career, love and relationships, transformation, like the 7 chakras. There's a lot of like really awesome spreads in here. So I'm always like going to be reading from a spread for these weekly readings from my ebook. So if you haven't purchased it and you want to purchase it and you want to follow along, or you want to start doing spreads for yourself or with your clients or, you know, friends, for your dog, for your cat, I don't even know, you can purchase my ebook. And I think it's just one of the coolest tools out there. Okay, so we're going to be doing the mind, body, spirit, past, present, future. So this spread is actually in my ebook as well. So I'm just going to pull a card. I want to do a signifier. I'm going to pull a signifier. I'll do this last. I'm going to pull a signifier with Way Home Tarot. So yesterday I went to my first birthday party since quarantine. I was like, oh my God, do I know how to socialize with a group of people again? But it was so nice, like seeing my friends and, you know, being around like people that I would hang around with, like with all the time before COVID happened, before I was quarantined for freaking 3 months. So it felt nice to be able to be around my friends again, and I had a great time yesterday. I went to Brooklyn. It was my first time being back in Brooklyn in like 3 months, which is so rare because usually I'm in Brooklyn like every week. So that was just really cool to like finally be able to have a sense of normalcy and like hang out with my friends and have a party, have pizza, have drinks, watch a movie, like the little things. You miss them, you know? But I'm very grateful. There was a sense of gratefulness, I think, like my friends and I all felt yesterday, like, oh my God, like, you know, we've kind of made it out of the tunnel. Like, there is light at the end of the tunnel. We can have a sense of normalcy. And I thought that, you know, it's very beautiful. You know, I felt really thankful yesterday. There's a lot of gratitude that came over me. And it's just the little things that you just got to keep persevering and move forward with. Like, don't get caught up in the despair and the negativity and the uncertainty and the pessimism. Like, you got to, like, continue to have hope that, you know, things are, like, this is all for our own good. And we're in Saturn and Aquarius energy. A lot of us are having our Saturn return, including myself. So it is like we're being tested karmically, but it's for our own good. We just have to go through some shit first. But anyway, so the first card is going to be a spread signifier. So this card is just going to kind of guide us throughout the entire reading. So we have the 8 of Wands reversed here. This is weird because I honestly have not pulled the 8 of Wands in a while. It's been a while since the 8 of Wands has showed up, but it's showing up as like this lightning bolt here. And maybe it's just showing up to say like we shouldn't get ahead of ourselves. Or like we aren't out of the clear yet, you know? Like with Wand energy, it's just like you know, it's fire, it's passion, it's momentum. And like the 8 of Wands, when it's upright, it's like good, juicy energy. I love seeing the 8 of Wands upright. I just like spilled like a little bit of Florida water on my floor, but it's all good. I'll just like dip my feet in some spiritual Florida water right now and clean them during the reading. But with the 8 of Wands, you know, it is showing up as like more planets are going into retrograde. We have eclipse season. We're in the beginning stages of eclipse season. Cancer, Mercury's going retrograde into Cancer on the 18th. So the entirety of Cancer season, Mercury's going to be retrograde. So it's going to be hitting the home. It's going to be hitting the family. So prepare for some drama. Get your popcorn ready. There's going to be like some reluctance there and some delays. But it's great for us to reflect, rethink, rejuvenate our life plan or life mission here. But we just might see that we can't really propel our plan of action forward like we used to. We have to kind of wait for Leo season for that to happen, which is fine. We're still kind of working out the flukes. A lot of states are still, in different phases. Like New York is still in phase 1. It's like, oh my God, like, can we get back? Come on, let's pick up the pace. But we still have to remember, change takes time. Things take time. And just allow ourselves to fall into that knowing that it's going to take some time for things to kind of feel right again, or for people to even feel right within themselves. They can, go outside, they can hang out with people. Like everyone, it's up to their own individual choices, what they want to do, if they want to wear a mask or not, if they want to hang out with their friends or, whatever, social distance. Like it's everyone's choice, and we have to respect that and honor that, and just know, like, we're all going to be dealing with this energy different, and we have been dealing with this energy different, and that's because we're all going through a personal moment of transformation inside of ourselves. But there is going to be some delays, there is going to be some challenges trying to move forward, because we're going to be having Mercury going retrograde, and they're going to be having eclipse season. So expect some delays, expect some, if you're trying to make progress or move forward into something, there is going to be a little bit of reluctance and difficulty. Okay, moving on. So we're going to be moving on to the position of the mind. So this is our mental thoughts, how we're thinking about things collectively right now. So we have the King of Swords reversed here. And the King has been showing up. And it's kind of been annoying. I don't know. I'm like so out of like over this King energy. This like daddy energy that's been like over us. But we gotta remember we're our own daddies, But but with King of Swords, it's just like mentally, we're still trying to figure out how life is going to go back to some type of normalcy, even though we're not like moving in the same direction. But we still are kind of conflicted. Like, how are we going to go back to work at full force? How are we going to, continue doing certain things that we're used to doing? Like, there's going to be a lot of like mental shifts, but even with our status being represented, it's like, okay, what does this mean now? If I no longer can work in this industry or this field, or what does it mean for me if we have another wave of this COVID? Like, I mean, we're going to be challenging a lot of mental processes with the King of Swords coming through. It's coming through reversed, and we have to make sure we don't get stuck in our own head. Again, like, we each are experiencing this energy, this pandemic. We're each experiencing it differently in our own unique way, and we have to just try to find, some type of acceptance with that. And it's coming on in the mind. Like, we have to have some type of mind control. We can't have government and society tap in to our mind and putting fear in there. We have to really have our eyes, our spirit, have our third eye open. We have to have our eyes, spirit, and mind open, that like, fear is a control mechanism. We cannot dive into fear. We have to just believe in things getting better. We have to believe in positivity, and that we, there's something, beautiful being awakened on the other side. We cannot get caught up in fear, because fear kills the immune system. And that's how the government wants to control us. And that's how, with putting fear in the media, that's why it's not good to like watch the news every day, because it's negative. And it's like you start becoming a mushroom or a marshmallow. You just start becoming a sponge to all this negativity and all these people who aren't credible telling you something to believe in. And you have to get your mind back. Like, we have to get our mind back from the conditioning, everyone. Like, we really need to. We need to like turn off the news. We need to stop reading articles. We need to really like just focus on what we can right now, and that is ourselves and how we're playing it all, like our own individual experiences. We can't be concentrating on fear-based mentalities from these news sources, because no one's credible. No one knows what the hell they're talking about. So we just have to rely on our own faith system. And that's something that the media can't give us. The media can't tell us what our intuition already is telling us, what our intuition internally already knows. Like, we're stronger than these external forces. And that is why the King of Swords is like showing up. It's like, let's rebel against the media and what they're trying to tell us and what to believe and the negativity. Let's rebel against the president and these man-made structures and institutions and these man-made religions. Like, we need to rebel, and that's what the work of the Age of Aquarius that we're in right now. That's why we're having revolutions. It's like we're rebelling against the police. We're rebelling against racism and these systematic structures that suppressed Black people. Like, we're rebelling against it, and it's time, but it starts with the mind. We have to get our mind back from being under control for so long and being conditioned and trained to believe these things about Black people, these things about COVID, these things about what success means in the world, which is, making all this money and having this title. Like, that's bullshit. That's imaginary. The truth is you. The truth is you and your soul mission, your talents and your abilities. It's not what the man is trying to tell you what to believe in and what these structures are telling you to believe in. It's not true. So, mind control. Mind control, and also, once we get our mind back, we can start having this Eight of Wands upright and start having more progress happening in our lives. But if we're going to be a slave to the media and to, fear-based thinking, you're never going to move forward in your life. You're just going to be a vegetable. And that's not cool. So, don't have your brain rot by being a news junkie and absorbing negativity. It's a waste of time and energy, and it just lowers your vibration. Moving on. Card number 2. Going into the position of body. So what is your physical body like holding on to? And we have Libra. So Libra's been showing up a little bit. She's a little shy right now. But Libra energy, it's beautiful. In partnership, embracing, justice is represented with Libra. And our body, our physical body, our soul that's inhibiting our body, it wants justice for other bodies. It wants justice for Black lives that were lost, because of police brutality or whatever it is. Like, we want a sense of justice, but we want a sense of collective justice and working together as a partnership, like working together with how we can try to achieve this justice, how we can try to be discerning, but create beauty out of it. How can we, create art at this time? Like, there's been a lot of creativity surfacing with the signs that people are making at the protest, with a lot of stuff on Instagram. There's a lot of beauty being created. And also, too, like today at the Brooklyn Museum for fighting for trans rights and trans voices, everyone's wearing white. So it's like there's beauty. Like, that's kind of a fashion statement. Like, you can have fashion in a protest. Like, it is a fashion statement. I actually ordered a couple of shirts. One of them was "Can't Colonize the Vibe." So that one's coming. And then I also purchased another shirt. It's like one of the pictures on my Instagram. It's like the Justice card. It's like tarot cards. So, and the majority of those profits are going to like a trans LGBTQIA foundation. So, like, it's kind of cool to make a fashion statement. And it's like, if you believe in something, if you stand up for something, put it on your shirt. If you are confident in what you believe in and you actually are believing in it, fighting for the cause, you're just not doing it just because everyone else is doing it, like, it's intentional, like, wear it. Wear what you love on your shirt. I mean, every week I have a band shirt on because I love, supporting the artists that I love. So start supporting the causes that you love and have a fashion statement. Like, have fun, as I drop that card. Have fun with this Libra energy. And, find a way to, like, make things beautiful. And also with the scales here, having a fight for justice. It's like you can look really pretty and cool and badass and still fight the revolution for revolution. So, it's fun. Have a fashion statement, be political. In the position of spirits, we have Ace of Wands showing up, and I love this. Little fire energy coming through. And we are lighting a spark. The phoenix, there's a phoenix in this artwork right here. And it is like we're rising from the ashes, It's like the witch, like we're the witches that, they couldn't burn type of energy coming through with the Ace of Wands. But spiritually, like we are ignited. We are passionate about these causes. We're passionate about fighting for justice. We're passionate about looking good as we fight for justice with this Libra energy. And I love the Ace of Wands, but it's nothing has really like sprouted. It's just like the seeds are just being marinated. This is the beginning. This is the beginning of it all. We're in the beginning stages of justice being served, and it's slowly happening. Like we still don't have justice yet, for a lot of these people, a lot of these lives, and there's still so many Black people that we haven't even really talked about or touched base with and try to get justice for their wrongful deaths. And we still need to fight, and like we will not fight until there is justice. And I love the Ace of Wands. It's just showing us that we're in the beginning stages of this fight. Collectively, we're in the beginning stages, but it's on a spiritual level. Like our spirit is trying to align itself together with this fight. And yeah, I love the Ace of Wands. I'm going to pull a clarifier with Oracle of Oddities. And we have builds here. So isn't that beautiful? We have builds with the Ace of Wands right here. And I love this. And like we are building a new future. It's literally being created right before our eyes. It's weird. It's like weird living like in a revolutionary time, because for so long we would always like read about it, or we would like see pictures of the feminist movement in the 60s and 70s. And I was raised, my grandma's like a huge feminist, so I was raised reading like feminist literature, and like that's my foundation is like feminism. And I, it's weird because I was like, I want this revolution, I want this to happen. And it's like cool. I mean, like we're fighting for something that we've still been fighting for, unfortunately, for like decades. But it's nice to be a part of something, and be an active warrior and participant and standing up for unjust causes and marginalized groups and trying to get more equality in this world. And we're having a rebirth, and we're trying to build something. We're building a new world, and I think that's incredible. And there's a lot of passion right now, and that passion is ignited. It's ignited, and it's looking good, and we're taking our mind back. And we're deciding what we're going to build, not the governments, not these patriarchal systems. Like we the people in the age of Aquarius, we're deciding what we want to build, because we're going to burn it all down. We're taking a match to fuck shit and things that didn't work, because we're going to rebuild something different this time around, and we're going to rebuild it better and more just than what has been built in the past. I'm going to pick up the card that I dropped. In a couple of weeks, I'll have a better altar system when I move. But as of right now, gotta do it DIY style. Okay, so now we're going to go into past, present, future. So past position. Where are we moving away from? We're moving away from this Six of Cups reversed energy, which is great. The Six of Cups, a couple weeks ago, it made its appearance. It was like, okay, I'm just going to sneak in and tell you guys I'm here. But with the Six of Cups reversed, it's great that we're moving away from selfishness. We're moving away from not giving a fuck about other people. Like we're moving away from this me mentality, and now we're thinking, okay, like how am I a part of something? And if I'm not a part of something, how can I be a part of something? And, you know, I like that we're moving away from the Six of Cups reversed. And, you know, the Six of Cups, too, is like childhood nostalgia, and we could be moving away from the programming and conditioning that we were subjected to when we were young, because racism is rooted. My water bottle is cracking. Racism is rooted, and it's like people are conditioned, like white supremacist beliefs, like racist beliefs are conditioned from a young age. And, you know, I was talking about this with another black friend of mine this week, how, you know, a lot of white people just don't even know that they're coming off as racist, because it's just so embedded in like their childhood development, they don't even know. So when like black people call them out or tell them, oh, you shouldn't, you know, you need to respect me, or, you know, blah blah blah, it comes off as offensive. But it's just like, no, we're just trying to tell you like what you can't see, because you're so rooted and conditioned blindly by racism or racist like belief systems, you don't even know it. And a lot of like white people I've noticed like just don't even know like that they're not like seeing things truthfully. Like, and you know, and it's sad, like it's hard, because like, you know, it's not my job to teach white people about racism or why they're doing something that is harmful or disrespectful. And when black people voice their opinion and tell you, you know, this is disrespectful, or I don't appreciate, you know, the way that you're treating me, you have to listen. You can't get defensive as a white person, because you're missing something. Like, white people will never understand the black experience, because you don't have to live in a black body, and you don't have to witness life as a black person. And for, you know, you to get defensive about, you know, someone of color, a black person telling you, you know, something or behavior that you need to change, you just need to listen, and you need to think, okay, you know, how have I been conditioned? How have I been programmed, you know, by my parents, by my, you know, by the media or whatever, conditioning, and how can I change so that I can try to be an ally to black people, and be like a genuine support system. But, you know, that is just, it's not black people's work to try to teach white people about racism. That's not our job. You know, we have enough going on in our lives. We have enough battles to fight. That is like what people need to start doing the work now, like genuinely trying to do the work, and, you know, not pretend like on their Instagram of like being like an ally to black people. So, and that's what the Six of Cups is moving away from in the reverse position, is like, you know, stop with the conditioning, stop with the mind control, like try to retrain your brain. Like you can retrain your brain. That's what your brain is there for. It's able to learn new things, and learning about your racism, learning about how you think about black people, that is a step in the right direction. And don't expect black people to teach you anything. Like, you need to do the work yourself. As you support us. You know, it's like, it's embracing the shadow. Like, this is shadow work time. It's time to look in the mirror and be like, okay, you know, how can I be a better ally to black people? What have I done wrong? What do I think about black people? Why do I think this about black people? You know, whatever it is. And, you know, face yourself. Like, do you have the confidence? Do you have the spiritual ability to face your shadow? Can you do that work? Genuinely, can you genuinely do that work and get deep inside of yourself? You know, that's where the revolution begins. Is when you can do some soul healing. Okay, next card. We're moving on to presents. And we have the Ten of Coins upright. So a very good card. I love seeing the Ten of Coins upright. And, you know, presently there is abundance. There's so many resources. There's so much money out there. Oh my God. Like, you know, I love how society tries to tell us that everyone is poor and there's no money, when there's so much money. And, you know, it's been great that people are actually using their money for good causes. And it's also great that we're seeing the truth about a lot of these institutions. Like, you're learning the truth about anthropology, we're learning the truth about Starbucks, we're learning the truth about Vogue magazine. And, like, we all kind of knew the racism was hidden in these institutions and in these businesses and in these publications. But when it's starting to come to the surface and come to the light, it's like, oh, okay, like, you know, I knew. And, you know, it's nice that we can actually redirect where our coin is going. Like, don't spend your money at Starbucks. Don't spend your money. Give your money to Black people. We built this country for free. Reparations, you know, and it's really cool, like, to start supporting, because, like, again, you know, as I've been trying to, like, raise money with my tarot readings to give Black businesses, Black people, Black creatives exposure, because there's so many Black talent, like, so much Black talent out there that does not get the exposure. And, you know, it's time to really start putting our coin towards better places. Like, you know, take money out of your pocket and spend it on Black businesses. Because when you give money to Black people, they'll be able to help their community, and there'll be more equalization. Because right now it's just like Black communities are so far behind because of the racism and because of the suppression. And it's unfair. It's like we need to try to, like, you know, have an equilibrium here. And that's what the Libra energy is showing us. It's like we need to physically, the physical body, there needs to be a physical alignment. Like, even I noticed this, like, going down, you know, going to work, working in Times Square. You don't see a lot of, you know, Black people. You don't, it's all white people in these corporate roles and positions. And that's how this, like, the scales are not even. And physically, like, I want to see more physical Black bodies in position of power. And that is what we need to fight for. We need to fight for an equalization of empowerment. And that is going to result in more money. Like, Black voices, Black people, Black businesses will help the economy, but you just need to, like, we need to give them the exposure and the representation, because there hasn't been, like, ever. There's this nonprofit business, it's called 15%, and it's trying to fight to give Black businesses 15% of the market, just 15% of the market. Like, Black businesses don't even mobilize 15% of the market. It's crazy. It's just crazy how there's such, like, a drastic injustice in this country and just, like, in the world. And we just have to give Black people more opportunities, and that is how we're going to make more money and have more, you know, it's going to help everyone, regardless of the color of your skin, when there's more Black people in positions of power. It's going to uplift communities. It's going to give people a sense of hope that they can make it in this world. They don't have to fight so hard. You know, and it's just like, I see it every day. I see it within myself, and it's just, you have to fight way harder than white people to just get anywhere in life. And it doesn't matter how privileged you are or not. You know, it's just, there's an injustice happening, and we need to get our physical bodies in alignment, and that will also result in more money with this 10 of coins upright. Okay, moving on to the position of future, what's on the horizon. And we have the Page of Wands. So we have a message here. A message is showing up in the position of passion, of leadership, of determination, of war. And, you know, like, we're going to set this world on fire. Like, it started with a spark. Like, spiritually, you know, internally, we're a little pissed off. Internally, we're like, okay, how can we just rebuild a new world? How can we just put everything on fire? And in the future, we're going to start doing it. You know, this is just the beginning. Like, people think, like, okay, you know, it's just Instagram or whatever, social media is just going to be like this for another couple weeks. No, this is the future. Like, the future is we're just going to keep calling out racism. like, have that embedded in your brain for the rest of 2020. We're going to be calling out racism. We're going to be calling out injustices. That's what's going to be happening. Like, we're going to be rebuilding a new world. In order to rebuild a new world, you got to set the old one on fire. And that is how the page of Wands is showing up in the future. Like, this is just the beginning. Pulling clarifier with Morgan's. Okay. And then we have There Is No Others. And this is like the Latnos monster, I think, here. But with, There Is No Others. There's no one else besides us to do this work right now. We can't wait another 60 years for this work to be done. This work has to be done now. Like, it's our mission to start doing this work. It's our mission to start setting this world on fire, and then the generations after us will have to rebuild what we set ablaze, and they'll rebuild it in a way better way than we could have imagined. But there's no one else to do this work besides us. Let me see what time I have. Okay, 15 minutes. All right, I'm gonna pull just 2 more cards. I'm gonna pull one from my astrology deck and then one from postcards. So I have every Tuesday for Tarot Tuesdays, I do a little video of like the decks that I have. So if you're interested in some of these decks, I have videos of them so you can see if you want to commit to them. See what the cards look like before you commit. Okay, so we have Uranus in adverse, and then we have Mirror Mirror. So, exactly what I was talking about. It's reflection time. And the retrograde will help us. The eclipses will help us have like a reflection period to look at ourselves in the mirror and be like, okay, how can I be an active participant in it all? How can I confront my racism? How can I confront my prejudice? It's like having a mirror moment. Like, am I seeing the truth, or have I been conditioned to believe these things? And have I been conditioned to be, prejudiced? Like, without even in my knowledge, I have these thoughts about, Black people or, whatever it is. But Uranus in adverse. So we are going to have, Uranus is right now in Taurus. So we are having like a hard time because of COVID. There is a little bit of like a hard time trying to make money in the sense of like how we've always kind of made money. But we're having a revolution in how we make money and where we give our money to, which is equivalent to the 10 of coins. And it's like Uranus is in Taurus for the next 6 years. So, we're going to be seeing how where we spend our money is going to change, and how we make our money is going to change. With this whole working from home is going to be, and having more of a foundational change as well, and base, how that's going to be changing with this Uranus energy, because Uranus is like very unpredictable. And when it's in the sign of Taurus, which is a very stable sign, it's not very happy in that sign. So it rules Aquarius. So when it's in the stable, slow-moving, relaxing sign of Taurus, it is kind of like, oh, all right, how can we change this type of behavior? And that's just, how can we change ourselves, But, this energy is destructive. It's abrasive. It's abnormal. It's erratic. It's drastic. It's defiance. Be alert to avoid a freakish domestic accident. Well, there we go, with Mercury being retrograde in Cancer. So be on high alert of, drama happening in the home. I already am anticipating some shit going down with the 4th house, with this Cancer retrograde, with this retrograde in Cancer. Mercury retrograde in Cancer. But yeah, it's just, mirror, like reflection period, reflection time. And that's just equivalent of what the retrograde's coming through. And with this retrograde, we're going to have hard time having momentum with this 8 of Wands energy. But just because, we're having some type of blockages does not mean we still can't burn down the world. We can't burn down the old world that wasn't working anymore. It's up to us. And it's up to us to light the road on fire and look good while we're doing it. I love that. I love that for us. But anyways, you guys, thank you so much. That was the weekly reading, and I'm going to have this on my, it's going to be available like on my IGTV and on my Instagram page if you missed it. It'll be on my YouTube. So definitely shoot me an email, shoot me a DM if you want to book a tarot reading. Half the profits are going to the National Bailout Fund. I have a couple of spots open, so definitely first come, first serve. So do it. Empower Black organizations. Let's get some like Black mothers home with their children during COVID. We all need that extra nurturing ability. So let's do it. Let's do the work. And thank you so much for everyone for tuning in, for supporting me, and for doing, trying to be an ally in this crazy time. We need everyone together in this universal revolution. So thank you so much. Yeah. All right, I'll see you guys later. Bye.